Hi everybody, this is the Football Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Football Hut. I hope you like this video and subscribe. Now, as you know, we talk about a lot about the Giants. I don't know about Giants in this video, but it's really the media here that after one game for both teams, folks, you don't know what's going on here in New York. They're nuts. They're nuts, especially on the radio. When I mean nuts, I mean nuts as in one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I think these guys need to take more, need to just not work every day, because I think they run out of stuff to talk about. Now, this is Wednesday. A lot of stuff was going on Tuesday and Monday. But let me start off with WFAN. If you don't know, that is the home of the Giants, the New York Giants. But they also have covered the Jets. I think the Jets were on WFAN for a long time. But on the morning program, Boomer and Gio, which I like to call Norman and Greg Giannotti's one of the hosts, and he is like, he's crazy. I mean, really. He has admitted on the air that he has mental health issues, which back in the day was more like mental health problems. So, I'm not saying this. He has admitted on the air. Now, he's been going after the Mets. And I have a channel called Baseball Hut and the Baseball Hut too. Two different channels. And I goof on these guys on the fan every day, or at least I try to, at least based on the Baseball Hut too. But Gio has gone out and attacked the Jets. Now the Jets had a rough Monday night playing against the Bills, but they won the game. As you know, the legendary quarterback Aaron Rodgers has been lost for the season. He tore his Achilles tendon. That's an unfortunate situation. He's 39, 40 years old. He may never play again. Now, he posted an Instagram post a little while ago saying he's going to be back. But obviously, who's next in line to be quarterback? Well, Zach Wilson is going to be the quarterback. He's been the quarterback the last few years. He hasn't been very good. Now, a couple of things. Evan Roberts, before I get back to Gio, Evan Roberts has been complaining on the fan today that the Jets general manager, Joe Douglas, did not bring in any other backup for the Jets. Hey, Evan, as far as I know, you didn't complain about it until this injury happened. So don't go through revisionist history and say that they shouldn't have had Zach Wilson as the backup. All right, let's go back to Gio. Now, Gio, and if you don't know about the fan, they've been making up a lot of stuff about a lot of baseball players, one being the Mets' first baseman, Pete Alonso, and saying that he is not well liked in this clubhouse. He's toxic, and because he's got a contract, and quite frankly, it's a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of BS. And that came from Sal Licata, or as I like to call him, Spaz Licata. Now, Gio, right, Giannotti, so there's a pattern. And there have been a lot of lightweights coming out in defense of Sal. Now, Sal's come back from vacation. No one's talked about it. But Gio is complaining about Zach Wilson and the Jets locker room. This is from Odyssey.com. Gio isn't sold that Zach Wilson has the trust and respect of the Jets locker room. Aha! Another situation where the guys on the fan are talking about what's going on in the clubhouses and locker rooms of these sports teams with no credibility and no evidence that they have any idea what they're talking about. Gio has major doubts about Zach Wilson's ability on the field to lead the Jets to any kind of success this season, and he still has doubts about whether Wilson's own teammates have his back. Now, we do know that Zach Wilson's had issues. Quote, I really question if that locker room respects him and likes him, Gio said. I know it's a different year, but there were a lot of things going on last year with the t-shirts, Twitter likes, on that there really is a true belief in him. Wilson drew criticism after emphatically shutting down the idea that he let down his defense after a frustrating loss to the Patriots last year, leading to some liked and then unliked tweets from members of the Jets defense. Once Mike White took over, the team seemed to rally around him in a way they never did with Wilson, collectively wearing t-shirts of White and raving about him publicly. Now it will be Wilson the rest of the way, and that doesn't inspire confidence in G. Of course not, because he's a little woo. Quote, we heard that going into camp last year and bought it. He went out and he was worse. I can't buy into it this time. So he bought into it last year. So now after a year, he has now changed his mind. Quote, he was so bad they made him the third-string quarterback at the end of the year. That was the last time we saw him. This is not supposed to be the plan, man. Well, you think so? You think so, Greg? You think so? And now let's talk about our New York Giants. The Giants, as you know, they played just a dreadful game against the Cowboys on Sunday night. They didn't do anything right. They didn't play well. They didn't do anything right. The coaching was terrible, everything, from beginning to end. Well, there was some BS that happened on the other big radio station here, other big sports radio station, that is ESPN. And as you know, the big guy on ESPN is Michael Kay, who has his Michael Kay show that he has with two other hosts that are really, they absolutely, and HUD means absolutely despise him. I've never seen this kind of hate from people that work with you on a radio program since Laziness in the morning. But this is from GiantsWire.USA today. Now, he's had some things to say about the coach, Brian Daboll. Michael Kay apologizes to Giants Brian Daboll after a party claim. Now, let's see what this monkey crap's about. Again, the radio people lie and lie and lie about all these different people that are involved with the sports here in this town. New York Giants were blown out by the Dallas Cowboys 40-0. We all know about that. It was a bad look for the organization. It was a bad look for second-year head coach Brian Daboll. On Monday morning, the look appeared to get even worse for Daboll when longtime sports broadcaster Michael Kay shared an odd report. During the Monday Night Football preview episode of the Michael Kay Michael Kay show, Kay suggested Daboll threw a rager at his house the night prior to the humiliating loss. Quote, this is Michael Kay. Now, Michael Kay, if you don't know, is the main broadcaster for the New York Yankees on the Yes Network, which is the Yankees broadcasting channel. And he is about as annoying and boring and sanctimonious as you could get a broadcaster to be. He's horrible. No personality, and he's got a nasty streak. He will humiliate his hosts, his co-hosts on the show, on the radio. It's terrible. I have it on good authority that Brian Daboll had a huge party at his house on Saturday night. Not so okay said. You're not throwing a big party if you're about to get your butt kicked by the Cowboys. So this took everybody by surprise. And that's what's scary. Nobody expected this sort of blowout. They thought they were going to play with them, and then they didn't even show up. Quote, that scares me, guys. That tells me that they don't even know their own team. There's no way the head coach of a team throws a huge party like that the night before the opener. They think there's a chance that they're going to get blown out. The story goes, of course, no team thinks they're going to get blown out. Still having a huge party at his house the night prior to the regular season opener seems wildly out of character for Daboll. I mean, doesn't Brian Daboll look like a big party animal? He's like a lot like Rex Ryan. Remember Rex Ryan? It's also wildly out of character for the Giants captains and remaining roster. That's kind of odd for the Giants to do this. Being around, in existence for almost 100 years. At least it would have been if the story were accurate. Michael Kay. As it turns out, there was no team rage at Daboll's house the night prior to the game. He and the players weren't getting smashed until the wee hours of the morning. Rather, Daboll and his family held a small party for his 6-year-old son's birthday. What a dope Michael Kay is. On Tuesday, during the third hour of the show, third hour, you can't do it in the first hour? No, of course not. Not so okay, retracted his report and issued an apology to Daboll, his family, and the Giants organization. I need to make a heartfelt apology to Brian Daboll, Kay said. I should have done my work. I'm a complete asshole for doing this. This is my word. And I feel sorry for any pain I may have caused that family by insinuating anything. But I found out later it was a party for his 6-year-old. It was a birthday party. What the hell, man? I should have dug deeper. I didn't think it was going to be a big thing. The Giants getting beat 40-0, and you claiming there was a big party at his house? But it became sort of a big thing last night. I just want to cut her off at the legs and say that it is on me. And I was irresponsible because I didn't check it out further. I apologize to anybody, and HUD means anybody, who was impacted by my flippant remark about a party at his house. Kay referred to himself as a complete idiot. Well, he's just an idiot anyway. And admitted his report was a huge mistake. He is sorry. Initial reports of the Daboll razor grew legs and spread faster. It became viral in a matter of hours and spread far and wide on Tuesday before Kay issued his retraction. Now, this is just an example of the laziness of the media and the laziness of the guys on the radio. This is not the days of Mike and the Mad Dog or the schmoozer and the sweater on the radio. These guys are effing lazy. Every single one of them. I think it's Michael Kay's, too. You think he would think he would make a claim like that about Aaron Boone the night before a big game? Hell no, he'd be in a lot of trouble. He'd be in a lot of trouble if he said that about Aaron Boone. And the Giants, again, like I said earlier in the video, WFAN does the Giants games. ESPN does not. They do the Jets games. So this was an attack by a rival radio station on a product on their rival. So I guess Michael Kay felt the zotes because prior to the Jets, having that disaster Monday night, I guess he felt he needed to go after the coach like this. Disgusting. And again, like I said, these media people and especially the radio people, they are lazy, folks. They are lazy. They don't do the due diligence. They don't look into these situations and research. They don't go and ask. You couldn't ask somebody at the Giants, office that was this true? No, of course not. Or anybody in the media that covers a team? No. Where did you get this from? I don't know. He's the only one that came up with this. So you have media going after the Giants. You got the media going after the Jets after 1 week. And the teams are 1-1. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Football HUD. Thank you, and I'll see you later.